Alright guys, so today we're going to be playing Gundam Evolution. Gundam Evolution is a 6v6 objective-based shooter game that is similar to Overwatch in the sense that there are different characters with different weapons and abilities. I feel like we maybe should have let that intro play out so we could see some of those characters and maybe run through a couple of the abilities, but maybe we'll do that in another video. If you want to see that video, like and subscribe and I will drop it. So, what this video is going to be about is essentially just changing the default settings because, oh my god, the default settings on this game are absolutely garbage. And I recently was on Twitch looking for other console players that are playing on like PlayStation and things like that, looking for some people to play with. And right now there actually is an event going on, so definitely get in here. Definitely get in here, and I think this is for the rest of the season. I could be wrong though, but some gifts is that you get a ticket, and the other thing is that they do have these challenges going on right now, where for the new year you basically just play 10 matches, and that's so easy. Playing 10 matches and you get 2,000 currency. Now 2,000 currency is legitimately enough to unlock one of these characters. Now that is really good because new free-to-play players who don't want to spend like 10 bucks on the game to buy the season pass, like I did, will have to, you know, grind out the free part of the season pass from basically level 18 to level 58. And what that gives you is enough currency to buy one unit. Now, with buying the season pass, you also get the Evo coins, and I believe that you end up getting exactly enough coins that you're actually able to buy another unit with this. Now, on top of the event that's going on right now, you'll essentially, with buying the season pass, be able to purchase, I believe, 4 of the units. That is with completing the beginner challenges that I no longer have here because I've already completed them, and I have unlocked Exia. I am in Exia main. Not main, but like they recently buffed him, not buffed him, sorry, nerfed him, that his headshot damage is reduced to 95 and his headshot multiplier is reduced from 2 times to 1.7, I believe. Now that's kind of gonna be a big hit on the Exia mains, including myself. But yeah, there is this event going on right now, and so with this event you will be able to unlock more units. Now let's get into what we are making this video for. Now the default settings for Gundam Evolution are as follows. I can actually, if I want to, I don't want to restore the default settings because if I restore default settings, then all of my sensitivity and things like that will be messed up. But we're gonna run through them, and I'm gonna tell you what they used to be and what we changed them to. So for starters, for the thrusters, we're gonna make that L3. The reason we're making that L3 is because your thrusters are basically your sprint and your, you know, your dodging in this game. It's exactly what it is. It's your thrusters and dash. Now, in any other game, that would be like, you know, the sprint button, which is usually L3, which is clicking in on the left joystick. Now, we're obviously changing that from L1, which it used to be before, which is just kind of awkward, to L3, which it is now. Jump was R1 before, which is just kind of wonky, honestly, if I'm being honest. So we're gonna make that like the normal jump button that would be in any other game. We're gonna make that X. Now the sub action and the main action, we're gonna leave that alone. That's like your aiming and shooting. That's normal. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now the reload is also staying the same, I believe. I could be wrong about the reload, and the reload might have been something different, but reload is square. I believe it was square on the default settings. Now here's where we start getting to the better settings. Now L1, as you know, was previously dashes. We're going to change that to be active skill 1, and we're going to put our melee button, which is R3, or like what some people, if they're playing tactical, might be crouch. In this game, there's no crouch. There's no crouch animation on any of the characters because you're essentially the size of a building. There's no reason for you to be crouching, and there's a lot of mobility, so just, dodge bullets with your dashes and your thrusters. So, we're going to make that the melee button. Now, for the skill 3, we're going to make that R1. This is super convenient, honestly, in relation to what it used to be before, because I could be wrong, but L3, I believe, was your G maneuver before. Now, what our G maneuver is going to be now is going to be triangle, like what you would have your ultimate in, for instance, Overwatch. Now, another thing that I also changed was the interact. The reason that I did this was because I felt like, obviously R3 was not a good interact function for that, situation. You run up to someone and you just start holding that left on the D-pad and you start rezzing them. It's good. And for the radio menu, we left that alone, right? The other thing that we changed was the reaction pin. We made that down on the D-pad because I believe it was the right on the D-pad. I could be wrong. But the reason that we did that is because I turned off the chat management. Chat management menu is actually super annoying. Sometimes when I'm trying to res someone using like the left on the D-pad, I end up actually by mistake pressing that chat menu. And what that does is that literally like just brings up an entire menu and it stops me from rezzing and also gets me out of the fight. I have to, press circle to get out of that menu. Now, the other thing that we changed was the scoreboard. We actually made the scoreboard to be the touchpad on the D-pad. The reason that I did that is because it's super convenient and it's also similar to other games in which where we press the touchpad to see like our score or kills and things like that, and how much damage we're doing. So this is basically a quick rundown of what the settings are. Thrusters are L3. Jump is X or A if you're on Xbox. Main action and sub action, we're leaving those alone. That would be the right trigger, sorry, and left trigger for those Xbox players. It's going to be, I believe it's X. I could be wrong about this, but I believe it's X for Xbox. Square for PlayStation. We're gonna have this be the left bumper for active skill 1, R3 for our active skill 2, and we're gonna have the right bumper / R1 for active skill 3. Y, otherwise known as your triangle on PlayStation, will be our G maneuver, and left on a D-pad is similar to everything there. When it comes to the scoreboard, though, and the reaction pin and things like that, on Xbox, I don't know if you guys have something that you guys can press as a button to substitute for the scoreboard button, but this is what we have for our scoreboard button. Now, if you guys want to see any videos about like sensitivity or like dead zones and what specific advanced sensitivity settings that you could be running, I run S-Curve, so if you want to see more videos on that and maybe possibly a movement system, be sure to like and subscribe. This is RogueToof, signing out.